What's up, guys? Bullfire the Fell-Handed here, bringing you the Art of the T-62a, Part 3. We are on Abbey, Standard Battle. The greens occupy the northern spawn, the reds occupy the southern spawn. Normally, what I like to do in this tank is go left flank. As you will see momentarily, I accidentally go right flank because I wasn't paying attention, or maybe for some reason I thought I could make the T-62a's turret armor work for me. Maybe that was what it was. At any rate, you will see me go down the right flank, and somehow I get pinned. I think it actually went through my upper glacis. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know, the round might have dispersed, or maybe he could have just hit it to begin with. I don't know. Occasionally you can make the turret of this tank really work for you. You're not going to get that every time, because what happens is, you may think you're hull down and they can see the side of your tank, or in my case I thought I was hull down and they could actually see my front plate, my upper plate. So what have you. I don't really know. Right now, we're trying to get some help over here. Typically you need a lot of guys to push this flank over here. So right now, just posting up behind this dead Sherman, and we're going to see if we can't put some rounds on them. I don't think I can be hit by artillery this close to the hill there to my left, so this is why I chose this spot. Very good. I've seen a lot of TDs in this spot. So right here, I think to myself I have pretty good cover. Apparently I do not, because I get pinned against this J Panther 2. I think I get pinned so well that I turn around and I look at it. I'm like, where the hell did I get pinned at? Because, I should have been in good cover. Now, granted, if they run a hot round, you can pin the turret to the left and right of the gun if you run a round hot enough. Of course, it's got to have considerable penetration, much like the IS-7. People think the turret on the IS-7 is impenetrable. It, however, is not. See right there, you hit the upper plate. You run a hot enough round, you can go through the left or right turret very, very close to the gun. So you just have to be aware of that. These tanks are not impervious to bullets, obviously, as they tend to get penetrated. Now, when you're in this tank, there's not a lot you can do if you are currently engaged. You're more or less at a standstill. The only thing you can kind of do is maybe single people out, put fire on flanks or on areas that tend to be pushing a lot. See, right now, if you're in this location, you have to be very wary of artillery, because artillery can definitely hit you from here. I know for a fact, if they post up in their traditional places. And essentially all we're having right now is World of Tanks turret war, and that's all we're having. The E5's tumor here, even though the E5's recently been buffed, is kind of on the losing end. It is a small target. If you keep moving most of the time, you'll be fine. But he was kind of slow there, so we ended up getting a couple on him. And so right now we're just holding position on this flank. We're putting rounds down range. We're just kind of posted up waiting. I like the other flank a little bit better because it seems like it's more definitive. It either really goes well or it really goes bad. So right now, the Death Star is pushing one of our E5s. And you need to learn when to take advantages of things like this. I looked on my mini-map, my tactical map, I saw exactly what was going on. I said, let me shift flanks very quickly and go ahead and take care of that situation. And you have to have a good situational awareness. That's why I highly recommend using the large map. The 430, I think, that's with me, the other medium that's with me, is with me more or less the entire game, and he is thinking exactly as I am thinking. He does everything I do. We had no communication. That's just more or less what we did. Now, as you can see, I'm low health here. I decided to go ahead and let the 430 there take the shot. And typically what you want to do is let the greens take the rounds for you. There's no reason for you to take a round in a case like this. So we're gonna pull around there, put one in him, and then go ahead and pop a reload. Now, the E5, what people don't understand is, sure, it only does 400 damage a shot, but it shoots fast. You're talking 8-9 second reload. People don't understand that when the E5 just comes up and starts blazing away. So you have to be very cautious. So right now we're falling back. We're gonna go see if we can't shut down the opposite flank. Right now I'm just all about cap defense mode. That's exactly what I'm in. Trying to defend the cap, trying to hold things down, seeing what we can do. And of course, they creep up on me. Luckily, someone gets taken out there, and I kind of reverse angle. Don't look at me like that's what I meant to do. It was primarily an accident. But yes, you can reverse angle like that. And, you know, it's exactly like side scraping, more or less, just minus the building. So, yeah, reverse angle. He ended up bouncing off the side of my tank. You know, good for me. And, you know, the game is getting kind of down to the wire. All we have is, you know, the one heavy near us kind of on the edge there. I mean, so far we're evenly matched. We're making a run here to try to see if we can't change that. Because, you know, you never want an even fight. You never want a fair fight in this game. You always want to have an advantage of some sort. That's why I preach run 10s non-stop. That's how you beat matchmaking. You're always the biggest. You're always the baddest. There's not going to be anyone higher than you. You know, I may even go so far as to do a special on specifically how to beat matchmaking. Because that's what a lot of players have issues with, is matchmaking continuously fucks them. So right here, we're letting the greens take the rounds for us. He's got more health than myself. If he was a platoon mate, I would have told him to go first anyway. That's just, you know, that's good teamwork. I go a little crazy here. I'm like, you know what? I got to get this guy for some reason. I want to get him. And I drive down there. And, you know, you're going to have these times where you just have to kill somebody for no reason. My gun wouldn't fire because of the way the tank was positioned in the water. Like, if I aimed left, I figured out I could fire. If I aimed right, I couldn't fire. It was really weird. I've never came across that before. I think the poor guy is getting the same thing. And, you know, mainly he's hitting the top of my turret, which, you know, as we all know, isn't doing anything. I'm trying to back out of here now and see if I can't get back on the road to victory. They've only got 2 guys left. And it's, you know, unless we really mess it up, we've got the game. Or maybe if the heavy tank is full health. That would kind of put a damper on our business as it is. If you did not know this, you can actually get across the backside here on these little islands. So just FYI, if you've never done this before, you can definitely do it. You can even get to the landmass there at C0, D0. So if, you know, I may even have a special on that. I don't know. I may just have a video on how to get to all the places that you're not supposed to get to. Anyway, you know, and when you're low health like this, like I am, even if it's a crunchy medium, you just still have to be cautious. You never want to, you know, depend on your armor, because the moment you start depending on it, the moment it will fail you. So you never want to depend on the armor. That's why I never run tanks with armor. You know, once they started doing this block damage business, you know, that was back in the day when I ran my hundo non-stop. I would look at it, and there would be some games where I didn't block any damage at all. And I just thought to myself, what is the point of driving around and being slow with all this armor if it's not automatically going to block anything? And I mean, granted, I understand how the game mechanics are set up. I mean, you know, I am aware of how the game works, and thus I made adjustments in my strategy to reflect that. And that's exactly what you need to do. You know, also the fact that mediums can respond to different flanks in different situations a lot more quickly. That's why, you know, most of my videos / all are always going to be mediums. Fast tanks. I've done some videos in some heavy tanks, but I typically, if I am driving anything slow, normally it is under duress and you should call the police. So right now, you know, we're still trying to come up with a plan on how to get these guys down. If they stuck together the game would have been different. Lucky for us, they separated. The artillery's on one side of the board. The E-75 or whatever that is on the other side of the board. So, you know, we ended up lucking out. You know, good for us. We go ahead and take down the artillery there. And, you know, it's more or less completely slanted in our direction. We would really have to fumble in order for this E-75 to win. And, you know, you still have to be cautious because, like I said, anything can happen. We ended up winning, so, you know, good for us. Guys, this is Art of the T-62a, Part 3. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share.